What's up everyone? I have a 5 Wildebeest victory for today. And Wildebeest, I think there's an obvious problem with it. If you're running 5 of them, it's that its ability is basically useless. It can't get any coconut without any trumpets, and obviously it itself can't generate any trumpets, so you're basically running 5 stat stick units, which makes this 5 of a kind very difficult in my opinion, especially since it's a tier 6 unit. You don't get to scale it until you find one, which is what is it, turn 9 at the earliest, turn 11 usually. So yeah, I think the best way to get this one, I got it accidentally of course because I'm an opportunist, I wasn't looking for this one in particular, but if you were to grind for this, I think the best way to approach it is to have some trumpet generating unit, like you can see here I picked up the guinea fowl. And the idea is going to be that you want to use its coconut ability of the Wildebeest so it can actually be useful in battle, and in the meantime you're going to want to scale it in the shop with I guess the only option you have to scale it is the Bird of Paradise, because it's not a faint unit. It's going to be difficult to scale it with with the cockatoo. Not difficult, even impossible. You could, I guess, use the blue ringed octopus, but I think that's a little bit slow and luck dependent. You need to be finding waffles and at least a level 2 blue ringed octopus, otherwise the buffs aren't going to be sizable enough. Otherwise I think the Bird of Paradise is the only other way to scale. I guess you could use letters late game when you get to turn 11, because it's always going to hit the Wildebeest because they're tier 6 units. You could also use pretzels, I guess. They give +4/+4 if all of the units you have on the team are tier 3 or higher, which obviously if you're going to be running only Birds of Paradise and the and the Wildebeest, it's all going to be tier 6, so you're eligible for the additional pretzel buff. But I'm just rambling at this point. I got the manatee here, which I guess you could also bring late game to scale the Wildebeest that way. Always have a desire to call it Wildebeest because in my mind it's just Wildebeest spelled weirdly. But yeah, you could even use a banana on the manatee and let it faint so you can summon a monkey. Like there are quite a bit of ways you can scale, but most of them aren't really viable. So yeah, I don't really know what to say, I'm just playing the game normally. I think at this point I was trying to get the 5 of a kind guinea fowl, because I still don't have that one, despite it being, I'm not going to say easy, because it's not, but it's relatively easy compared to most of the others, because the guinea fowl actually has a useful ability in battle and can be scaled early on. But yeah, I was grinding for that unsuccessfully, even though I'm doing quite well right now, and I think around this point is where I had given up on the dream of 5 guinea fowls, because I've only found 3 of them, and 2 of them I have combined, so I just have 2 of them in total, and I'm probably just using them at this point to secure a level up on turn 9, even though I'll have to buy something from the shop in order to free up some space. But guinea fowl, as you can see, is a very good unit. Like I'm losing to guinea fowl and I'm winning with guinea fowl. It's kind of dominating the mid game. So yeah, hopefully I get some chocolates here. I also have a weasel level up mostly prepared. I need to find one more or a chocolate. I'm finding nothing so far, but thankfully I did stack some avocados last turn, so I have some extra gold. 8 extra gold to be precise. And with 6 of it rolling, I managed to find my first level up of the turn, and it's a Highland Cow. A great unit, especially with the Wildebeest that I will include eventually. Here it is right here. Sadly I had to use the chocolate and not the guinea fowl on the team in order to make space in the shop. Otherwise, if I were to combine the two guinea fowls, I wouldn't have any space to see the level up, obviously. And now I don't actually remember its exact ability of the Wildebeest. I don't remember how many trumpets it uses up. I think it's 6. I'll try to confirm next turn with you. But yeah, I'm not really using it for its ability, even though it's quite useful so far. These chocolates, I would love to give them to a bird of paradise, but I think the level up is more important. Thankfully I find another Wildebeest from the level up, and if I were to be super lucky, I think I'd find a bird of paradise from this level up on turn 3, and I indeed do. Question is, which unit should I sell now to feed the Wildebeest? Also a small misplay that I brought in the Bird of Paradise instead of the Wildebeest on this turn. It's not like I'm going to be triggering the Bird of Paradise's ability. I honestly think that maybe the Highland Cow is the worst unit on my team, because the Weasel is generating gold, and because of the Bird of Paradise that's going to translate into stats, and the Guinea Fowl has too good of a stat line to sell. I think if I were to sell the Guinea Fowl right now, I'd just straight up lose the run. I did decide to sell the Weasel though. You can see my present self is disagreeing with my past self. But there is some disadvantage to keeping the Weasel. One of them is that it's a tier 3 unit, therefore I can't use the pretzel to its full efficiency. Same goes for the Guinea Fowl, but sadly that is way too good for me to sell right now, so I'm just going to scale and hopefully reach a level where I can sell the Guinea Fowl relatively safely. I'm feeling really unsafe right now. My stats are horrible for turn 11, and unless the Guinea Fowl secures enough trumpets for the Wildebeest to use for its ability, I don't think I'm going to be winning this. Thankfully, my opponent was running Frontline Macaque, which didn't spawn any unit, any orangutan, which I'm really thankful for, a true meme builder. And just now during this round I saw that the Wildebeest uses only 4 trumpets for its ability, not 6. So that means it's a little bit better than I thought, but not that much. 4 trumpets still equates to 2 hurt triggers of the Guinea Fowl, same as the 6 trumpets. So for this build in particular it makes no difference. I'm very thankful to be facing weak teams over and over again, because it's letting me build up and also secure some wins, making sure that I win this run as soon as possible. It's kind of necessary that I do, because with the Wildebeest they are going to have no effect, so late game I'm just going to lose 2 effect units guaranteed. So I'm just trying to close out this game as soon as possible, keeping a slot open for now in case I find any oysters. An oyster by itself is 7 gold, which is exactly as much as the Bird of Paradise needs to trigger its effect. So yeah, that's the reason I'm keeping it. Hopefully I managed to win this turn, but if I remember correctly I face off against Akron here, who is running a 5 flea, I think that was called a flea, 5 flea team, at least attempting to get it, and I lose horribly to that. Props to Akron for building 5 of a kind teams better than myself, but I did ask him later after I played this game how it went, and he said that this run lost. and my run won, which means that I'm better than him automatically. I'm joking, of course, he's a very good player, probably I can't play nearly at his speed or skill, but at least I managed to get this win going, so I'm very proud of this, despite the numerous misplays that you see. I debate here if I want to get the blue ringed octopus on the team, because I knew that if I bought it, there was always a chance that the bird of paradise hit it with its ability instead of one of the wildebeest, but I decided to run the risk anyway, and I was rewarded for that, because the not the blue ringed octopus, the bird of paradise hit the 3 wildebeests anyway. So yeah, we are nearing the end of the run. I don't think I'm going to be winning next turn either, but we shall see. I'm just doing some scaling. I think I must transition away from the bird of paradise right here in case I do manage to win accidentally. So yeah, it was very useful while it lasted, but I have to say goodbye to the bird of paradise now. I wish I could buy a pita bread, but first of all, I don't think a pita bread is the best food in slot for a weak base stat wildebeest, but thankfully I don't even have the option to buy it and have the 5 wildebeests on the team, so I don't even have to worry about that. Luckily I managed to find a tomato, which may or may not end up being useful. I think I lose this round. Not lose, sorry, I draw this round. If I were to lose this round, I just lose the whole game. Thankfully I ended up drawing, but it kind of demoralized me, this draw, because look at this team, how is this winning on turn 16? But the answer is that I got very lucky, and I was debating here if I wanted a potato on the backline unit so it can absorb some snipes, but I just decided to go for a pretzel instead, and this is going to be the final team. So I hope you enjoyed the run. If you did, like, sub, do all the generic stuff, leave a nice comment. A very lucky snipe from the nurse shark for me, and I'll see you next time. Take care.